The Social Security trustees now warn the retirement trust fund could run dry as soon as 2032. The latest projection moved that up by a year. That is only about 6 years away. Now, if that happens, benefits do not vanish entirely, but they could be cut by roughly 23%. So here is the question that actually matters for you. If a fifth of your retirement check suddenly disappeared, would your plan survive it? For millions of Americans, the honest answer is no. Because Social Security is not part of the plan. It is the entire plan. And a plan that depends on one source you do not control is not really a plan. It is a hope. Today, I am going to walk you through the actual math behind that warning, and then the 3-layer backup plan that makes the warning almost irrelevant for you. Let me walk through the math slowly, because the math is the real wake-up call. The average monthly Social Security benefit in 2026 is around $1,976. Multiply that out, and it is about $23,700 a year. Now hold that number and look at the other side of the ledger. The average American spends about $60,000 a year in retirement. So even at full benefits, before any cut at all, there is a gap of more than $36,000 every single year. That is not a rounding error. That is the difference between the life you picture and the life the check actually pays for. And this is by design. Social Security was never built to be your whole income. It was designed to replace roughly 40% of your pre-retirement earnings. The other 60% was always supposed to come from somewhere else. Now let me apply the warning on top of that. Say benefits get cut by about 23% in 2032. That $1,976 monthly check drops to about $1,521. So the gap does not shrink, it grows by more than $5,000 a year. For someone with a 401k and savings, that is a manageable adjustment. But for someone with no 401k, no IRA, and no savings, someone whose plan was just Social Security will be there, that is not skipping a vacation. That is not being able to cover the basics. Rent, food, medicine. I am not telling you this to scare you. I am telling you because it is arithmetic. And arithmetic does not care how anyone feels about it. The only response that works is to build your own layers. So how do you close a $36,000 a year gap? You do not do it overnight, and you do not do it with one magic account. You build layers. Here are the first two. Layer 1, your 401k. In 2026, you can contribute up to $24,500 to a traditional or safe harbor 401k. If you are 50 or older, you can add an extra $8,000 in catch-up contributions. And here is one a lot of people miss. If you are between 60 and 63, thanks to a law called Secure 2.0, your catch-up limit jumps to $11,250. Now, I know those numbers sound huge if money is tight. So hear this clearly, you do not need to max it out on day one. Start here instead. Contribute at least enough to get your full employer match. That match is free money. It is an instant 50 or 100% return on your contribution before the market does anything at all. Walking away from a full employer match is the single most expensive retirement mistake there is. You are turning down a guaranteed raise. Then, once you are getting the full match, raise your contribution by just 1% a year. You will barely feel it in your paycheck, but it compounds enormously over decades. Layer 2, a Roth IRA. A Roth grows completely tax-free. And unlike a traditional IRA, it does not force you to take withdrawals at age 73. Your money can keep compounding for as long as you want it to. And here is the strategic part. If you believe tax rates might be higher in the future, and given the country's finances, that is a reasonable bet, the Roth is a powerful hedge. You pay the tax now, at today's known rate, and then you never pay tax on that money or its growth again. The third layer is different from the first two. It is not about saving more. It is about timing, and it is completely free. You can start claiming Social Security at age 62, but every year you wait, your monthly benefit grows. Claim at 62 and you lock in a permanently reduced check for the rest of your life. Wait until your full retirement age, which is 67 for most people today, and you get 100% of your benefit. Wait all the way until 70, and your benefit grows even further by roughly 8% for every year you delay past full retirement age. That can mean hundreds of dollars more every month for the rest of your life. Now, here is how the layers work together. This is the whole point. If you have a 401k and a Roth built up, you can live off those accounts in your early 60s. That lets you delay claiming Social Security and lock in that much larger check at 67 or 70. See the contrast. The person with no savings is forced to claim early, at 62, at the smallest possible amount because they need the money now. The person who built the first two layers gets to wait and claim the largest amount. So your savings do not just fill the income gap. They buy you the freedom to claim Social Security on your terms instead of out of desperation. That is what real retirement security looks like. So let me turn all of this into action. 4 steps, starting this week. Step 1. Log in to your 401k and check your contribution rate right now. If you are contributing less than enough to capture your full employer match, you are leaving free money on the table. Fix that first. It is the highest return move in this entire video. Step 2. Open a Roth IRA if you do not already have one. Fidelity, Vanguard, and Schwab all offer free accounts with no minimum. You can start with $50. The earlier you start, the more time compounding has to work, and time is the one thing you cannot buy back later. Step 3. Run your real numbers at ssa.gov. The free retirement estimator shows your projected benefit at 62, at 67, and at 70. Seeing the actual difference between those numbers is often the thing that finally motivates people to wait. Step 4. Automate one increase. Set your 401k to bump your contribution up by 1% automatically next year. Future, you will not notice the smaller paycheck, but will absolutely notice the bigger balance. Here is the truth to leave you with. You cannot control what Congress does with Social Security, but you have complete control over what you do with your next paycheck. And that is where retirement is actually won. This video is for educational purposes only and is not personalized financial advice. Subscribe. We post every single day. Next, why you can feel broke even on a solid paycheck, and the money habits that quietly fix it. See you tomorrow.